areas where no one is allowed to fish, drill, mine, or pollute, allowing life to bounce back. These places will re-energize the ocean's ability to store carbon, slow the rate of climate change, produce more oxygen, and help wildlife to adapt to changing conditions. Together, we can turn the tide on the climate crisis. I'm Callum Roberts, and I'd like to tell you about an incredible way we can turn the tide on the climate crisis. We've developed a plan to harness the power of the ocean to safeguard our planet, using the biggest ecosystem known to humankind to tackle our greatest challenge. The oceans are important because they perform many roles that we really just take for granted and don't notice. The oceans occupy something like 97% of the volume of living space on this planet, and because of that, they have a profound influence in the processes that keep our planet habitable. They produce more than half of the oxygen we breathe, for example, and they're the world's biggest carbon store. Without that ocean carbon store, there would be far more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and temperatures would be simply too hot for us to be able to cope with on land. One of the most important ways that we can fix the problems that are emerging in the sea is to protect more of it. We need to create a global network of ocean sanctuaries where life is not being fished or damaged or knocked on the head by bottom trawls, for example. And in these ocean sanctuaries, we see a rapid rebound of life. There's another thing that life does for us in the sea, and that is to ameliorate the impacts of climate change. When you have a healthy marine ecosystem and the seabed is covered with invertebrate life that filters the seawater, keeps that clean, and stores the particulate carbon that is extracted from the water into the sediments below. Across the globe, we mapped out a network of sanctuaries that, with the right protection, can help in the fight against climate change. They're just like national parks, but in the sea, areas where no one is allowed to fish, drill, mine, or pollute, allowing life to bounce back. These places will re-energize the ocean's ability to store carbon, slow the rate of climate change, produce more oxygen, and help wildlife to adapt to changing conditions. Take the Veditalative Nature Reserve off Sri Lanka. With your help, we can strengthen the natural coastal barriers, mangroves, coral reefs, and tidal marshes, protecting the island against tsunami waves, storm surges, and coastal flooding, while locking away atmospheric greenhouse gases to slow rising temperatures. Or the UNESCO Biosphere Reserve around the Mediterranean island of Menorca, which will expand from the coast to the edge of the national waters 12 nautical miles offshore. The sanctuary will bring back abundant life to these seas and strengthen our defenses against climate change. With your support, the project will secure 2 major protected areas and pave the way to a global network of ocean sanctuaries. As a reward for backing Project Zero, we will give you your own piece of ocean to look after. And the bigger you back, the greater the rewards. Your unique ocean coordinate can even be etched into a limited edition ocean bottle. Back Project Zero on Kickstarter now to adopt your very own part of the ocean and help us get our biggest weapon in the fight against climate crisis back in shape. Together, we can turn the tide on the climate crisis.